situation. He's filing for Chapter 11, so he's going to be able to try and restructure his debts and have his assets doled out. There are liens already filed on some of his properties. The IRS had filed for a lien previously.
Floyd Mayweather just came out saying the fight with Logan Paul was fake. And he did this in front of the press where he started to brag that he made $100 million personally from the fight.
On with this beef, but they're basically saying that Floyd Mayweather is broke and owes.
CNN has just dropped a bombshell, revealing new evidence that Floyd Mayweather may be heading toward bankruptcy. The report highlights how Mayweather, once flaunting millions, is now allegedly drowning in debt, particularly to the IRS. Sources suggest he's planning to file for bankruptcy, not because he's broke, but to escape massive unpaid tax bills and mounting legal pressure. This move is seen by many as a strategy to dodge financial responsibility while maintaining a flashy public image. If true, this could mark a dramatic fall for the self-proclaimed Money Mayweather, now entangled in legal trouble and desperate to run from his debts.
Things that is so important to look at when you're thinking about this is he's filing for bankruptcy. He's laying out all of these debts that he has, the almost $2 million.
Floyd Mayweather, facing mounting legal troubles, has fought exhibition matches after his retirement, primarily to stay financially afloat. Floyd Mayweather fought Logan Paul for a massive $100 million payday. He didn't hide the fact that the fight was all about money, In fact, he bragged about it. Calling the event a fake fight, Floyd made it clear that it was never about legacy or real competition. He openly said, "Nobody else can make this kind of money from a fake fight at my age. The match had no judges, no winner, and no real stakes, but it brought in huge profits." Mayweather treated it like a business move, not a sport. He laughed at critics and fans alike, calling it legalized bank robbery. At a time when most fighters are long retired, Floyd stepped into the ring not for glory but for the bag. And he got it, walking away with $100 million for what he himself admitted was just a show.
Floyd Mayweather just came out saying the fight with Logan Paul was fake. And he did this in front of the press where he started to brag that he made $100 million personally from the fight. And that massively surpasses Logan Paul, who is reported to have made $10 million from the fight. And Mayweather in the press conference began to brag, saying nobody can make that much money from a fake fight at his age. Which is a good point, seeing how Mayweather is now the highest paid athlete in all of history over the age of 40. But after that, he began to brag even more, saying he was paid $100 million for a fake fight. And then he joked that it wasn't an actual fight and said that it was just legalized sparring with Logan Paul that he made $100 million from. And this helps confirm the theory that many people have that Logan and Jake Paul are fixing their fights. And this began with many people saying the Jake Paul-Ben Askren fight was completely staged. And the reason they get fighters to do stage fights is money, with Ben Askren making $500,000 from his fight with Jake Paul. Many people reported that Ben Askren's personal financials were not that good and he'd be happy to take $500,000 for a loss. Mayweather is the farthest thing from struggling, being worth $450 million, but who says what he would do for an extra $100 million? All said and done, this seems like a very expensive stunt from Logan Paul.
Logan Paul has come forward with serious allegations against Floyd Mayweather, claiming that the boxing legend is broke and in desperate need of money. According to Logan, Mayweather still hasn't paid him for their 2021 exhibition match, despite the event generating huge profits. Logan stated that he had waited for over a year expecting payment, but nothing ever came through. Tired of the delays and silence, Logan decided to file a lawsuit against Floyd to recover the money he is owed. He revealed that Floyd was already showing signs of financial struggle at the time of the fight, and was more interested in quick cash than fulfilling his obligations. The lawsuit has drawn major attention, as fans and critics alike question why a man known for flaunting extreme wealth can't settle a simple payment. Logan's claims have added weight to the rumors that Mayweather's financial empire may be falling apart behind the scenes.
Floyd Mayweather is bankrupt. At least that's what Logan Paul thinks. Logan hopped on the walkway to Fight Club show, and when he was asked about being paid, he was nothing short of honest.
It's unfortunate because, same Floyd Money Mayweather. Surely I was going to get my check fairly quickly, right? And that didn't happen, so I'm sure it'll come eventually, right? I realized, okay, I'm being strung along. This is a classic, hey buddy, you're the new guy in this industry. We're going to puppeteer you however we want. Hop on for the ride and shut up. Instead of shutting up, I make fun of him on social media and let everyone know that he doesn't have any money. I kind of joke and I'm facetious and I point the finger at Floyd. Well, I don't know if it's his fault. Maybe a little bit, but something tells me Floyd doesn't control where the money goes. Or maybe he does. I don't know, and I don't really care. I just want my money.
Floyd Mayweather not only owes money to the IRS, but also to several other individuals and businesses. Over the years, multiple people have come forward claiming that Mayweather hasn't paid them. High-end jewelers have taken legal action against him for unpaid bills. and even fellow fighters like Deji and Logan Paul have accused Floyd of owing them money after their exhibition matches. Logan Paul, in particular, publicly stated that Mayweather still hasn't paid him in full for their 2021 fight. Reports also surfaced that Floyd was once held hostage in Dubai due to outstanding debts he had with wealthy individuals there. Despite his flashy lifestyle and constant displays of wealth, more and more signs point toward deep financial trouble behind the scenes. Now, Floyd is allegedly playing bankrupt, a tactic that could help him avoid paying off certain debts. His reputation for flaunting millions contrasts sharply with the lawsuits and claims piling up around him. While he continues to live like a billionaire on social media, in reality, he may be drowning in unpaid dues and dodging those he owes. The image of Money Mayweather might just be a cover for someone desperately trying to keep up appearances.
I'm speechless if this is true, but Floyd Mayweather is supposedly held hostage in Dubai. Vontae Davis suggested this, who I believe is signed under Floyd Mayweather. And Floyd responded back of posting a video of Tank dancing on his IG, saying, "We always knew he had sugar in the tank." Like, actually, that's insane posting this online. I'm not even kidding. And then Tank went on his IG story to say this.
You owe them people over in Dubai that money. Tell them get online right now. And you owe people in Saudi Arabia.
And Floyd responded back saying he should fight Shakur instead. I have no clue what is going on with this beef, but they're basically saying that Floyd Mayweather is broke and owes people money and he's hiding in Dubai. I'm actually speechless if any of that is remotely true, but I kind of can see that coming. I don't know if you guys remember this, but Logan Paul and Jake Paul, like 2 years ago, said that Floyd is actually broke. And it low-key might be true, but we'll see what happens.
Floyd Mayweather, much like rapper Lil Uzi Vert, has been caught up in a series of lawsuits due to his reckless actions. His immense wealth gave him the mindset that he could do whatever he wanted without facing any real consequences. This sense of invincibility led him to ignore financial obligations, skip out on payments, and make deals he didn't follow through on. However, that attitude eventually backfired. Lawsuits started to pile up, from unpaid bills with jewelers to claims from fighters like Logan Paul and Deji, who say Floyd still owes them money. Instead of taking responsibility, Floyd kept living his lavish lifestyle, flaunting his money while legal issues continued to drain his finances. His attitude of, "I'm too rich to be touched," might have worked for a while, but the reality of mounting debts and legal battles caught up to him, threatening to erode everything he built.
Uzi Vert and Floyd Mayweather are being sued for an assault that happened last June in New York, right? The whole situation is that the person that's suing them says that he saw Floyd Mayweather's truck and he went across the street while he was filming to get some footage of it. And basically the whole money team, Floyd Mayweather's team and little Uzi Vert came out of the truck and beat the crap out of him, right? It's crazy as hell because little Uzi Vert responded and he said that he don't even know Floyd Mayweather. He was not there and you guys got the wrong person, right? I've never seen Mayweather and Lil Uzi Vert in the same place together at all, ever, and I'm guessing that it's probably somebody from Mayweather's team that kind of looks like Uzi, right? Either way, man, Uzi is wrapped up in this lawsuit. We'll see if they take his name off of it once they figure out what's going on.
In a recent lawsuit involving Tiger Woods, Floyd Mayweather was accused of stealing high-end jewelry, which shocked many and further tarnished his already questionable financial reputation. The allegations drew global attention, adding to the growing doubts about Mayweather's financial stability. The case painted a troubling picture of a man desperately trying to uphold a lavish lifestyle he could no longer afford. As reports of unpaid debts and financial mismanagement continue to surface, these allegations only add fuel to the fire, leaving fans and critics questioning how deep Mayweather's money troubles really go. The theft accusations reflect a larger pattern of financial irresponsibility that is increasingly difficult to ignore, showing just how far Floyd may be willing to go to maintain the image of the wealthy, untouchable boxing icon he once was. The case has undoubtedly dealt a significant blow to his already fragile financial credibility.
So have you heard about the $4 million RICO lawsuit that Floyd Mayweather and Tiger is being hit with?
Wow.
Wow. So apparently it's over some stolen jewelry and, or at least allegedly. And the entire story is pretty crazy. And the fact that they're calling it RICO was pretty wild as well. Because apparently there was some type of, at least what is being alleged, some type of scheme set up and ran by these celebrities in order to get away with taking free jewelry off of jewelers. So it seems like...
Just because someone flaunts cash on social media doesn't necessarily mean they're wealthy. Floyd Mayweather's online persona, built on showing off stacks of money and expensive items, may not reflect the reality of his financial situation. Behind the flashy posts, reports indicate that Mayweather's debts were mounting, with unpaid bills owed to private lenders and business partners. Insiders claim that Floyd's financial troubles span multiple sectors, including loans he took out in Dubai. Allegedly, Mayweather borrowed millions but failed to meet the repayment deadlines, deepening his financial woes. Sources familiar with the situation suggested that he defaulted on various agreements linked to extravagant purchases, luxury travel, and exclusive accommodations. These actions only worsened his already tarnished image as a financial icon. As his lavish lifestyle continued to unravel, questions began to arise about how much of his wealth was actually sustainable. Mayweather's ability to maintain the facade of untouchable wealth, while behind the scenes, debts piled up, speaks to the dangers of living beyond one's means in the public eye. The truth about his financial status became increasingly hard to hide, further damaging his reputation on a global scale.
He owes a bunch of gambling debts. Floyd, okay? And he tried to plant fake news out here saying that he was in downtown LA giving out money, and then he was at the, the basketball game. This is Floyd in Dubai. Yeah. Uh-huh. Because there's a lot of people out here that think just because people are flashing money means that they have money. It's so backwards. You just don't understand how backwards it is, okay? Because when you earn it, like I said, you don't want nobody to know you got it. But here's the thing, if Floyd had money, don't you think the money would have already been transferred there? If Floyd had money, don't you think the money would have already been transferred there?
Floyd Mayweather found himself in hot water again after claiming he had purchased a $402 million skyscraper. However, when experts and documents were examined, it quickly became clear that the story didn't add up. Real estate professionals swiftly debunked the claim, revealing it to be a fabrication. This wasn't the first time Mayweather had been caught making dubious statements about his wealth. It appeared to be yet another attempt to maintain the illusion of a luxurious millionaire lifestyle, even when the facts didn't support it. His tendency to exaggerate his financial status has already caused trouble in the past, and this was just another instance of him trying to keep up appearances. Despite his constant flaunting of wealth, the truth began to show through the cracks. Mayweather's obsession with projecting an image of financial dominance only highlighted the discrepancies in his story. The more he tried to convince the public of his immense wealth, the more obvious it became that his financial reality was far from the extravagant persona he was trying to maintain. The skyscraper incident served as another reminder that, no matter how flashy his lifestyle appeared, the truth could not be hidden for long.
There's a flex happening with Floyd Mayweather that we were all cheering and congratulating him from, but we might need to put a pin in that as some evidence comes forward that things may not be how they seem. So a couple weeks back, I talked about it here on the show. Floyd Mayweather said he dropped $402 million on 62 Manhattan rental buildings. But Business Insider went and did the research. They did their Googles, and they said they couldn't find any receipts that this is true. There were no deed transfers, no public records, nothing. They made some phone calls to owners, and they could not find any information regarding this transaction. Floyd has gone on interviews and discussed it. You know, of course, 50 Cent dropped in with his troll thing and put the interview up and the information about it and said he bought them in his imagination. Same place he read all those Harry Potter books, because 50 gone 50. My question is, does Floyd, was he swindled in some sort of business deal? Was this just because
Each unpaid bill and lawsuit that surfaces slowly chips away at Floyd Mayweather's once untouchable image. Once celebrated as a self-made success story, Floyd now looks more like someone living off borrowed money and empty boasts. His legend in the boxing ring is secure, but outside of it, he's sinking deeper into financial chaos. Floyd's addiction to luxury became a constant headline. Jets, yachts, diamond watches, and mansions stacked up like candy. However, as his income slowed, his spending didn't adjust. His lavish lifestyle reflected someone trying to live a fantasy, not a reality. It was as if he was chasing the illusion of wealth without understanding the true cost. While his money might have seemed endless for a while, those bills were real, and the consequences of ignoring them are now catching up with him. What was once a symbol of success is now a symbol of financial mismanagement.
Well, in today's news, they're trying to convince the public that Floyd Money Mayweather is broke. Alright. Oh, successful boxer. Do you want to know how to be woke? Do you want to know how we think? Well, sit down for a second and let me help you out, okay? This is how we interpret the situation. First of all, why are you telling the public his financial information? Why? What's the reason? Let's start there. Nope, let's put a pin in that, okay? Now, who is he? Floyd Money Mayweather, okay? Successful boxer. 50-0, undefeated. Maybe a little bit more. I don't know. He fought a little bit more after that. But 50-0. Let's just go there. All right? Very successful. Most highly paid boxer.
When a fighter like Conor McGregor speaks out, it grabs attention, especially when targeting a name as big as Floyd Mayweather. Recently, McGregor took a dig at Floyd's decision to return to the ring for exhibition matches, implying that the comeback was less about passion and more about money. McGregor suggested that Mayweather's real motivation was to pay off mounting debts to the IRS, rather than for the love of the sport. This critique wasn't just a personal jab. It was a pointed comment about Mayweather's financial management. McGregor emphasized that Floyd's failure to properly manage his taxes had led him to risk his reputation, tarnishing the image of the untouchable champion. Instead of remaining retired and preserving his legacy, Floyd's return to the ring suggested desperation. McGregor's criticisms seemed to reflect the idea that, rather than giving in to financial pressure and public scrutiny, Mayweather should have stayed away from the spotlight, managing his wealth more responsibly. It was a reminder of the risks athletes take when they live beyond their means, and the consequences when the financial foundation starts to crumble. McGregor's remarks underscored that even the most successful athletes can falter if they neglect the importance of managing their money. Floyd's return, while profitable, hinted at a financial struggle that may be more serious than he's willing to admit. It serves as a warning to others in the industry about the dangers of living a lavish lifestyle without long-term financial planning.
He took the fight just to pay back the IRS? Like, give a fuck what he did. I don't give a fuck. Right. I don't care what he doing. He should have stayed retired. He should have stayed retired.
Dolce's right now.
He's fucked now. That's
He's
the
fucked
God's
now?
honest truth.
Man, your videos are looking intense.
He should have paid his taxes and stayed retired.
Really?
And kept my name out of his...
Floyd Mayweather, like many other celebrities, has been at the forefront of promoting cryptocurrency ventures that have raised serious red flags. As his financial troubles deepened, he turned to promoting these digital assets, often without regard for their legitimacy. By endorsing certain cryptocurrencies, Mayweather and others lend them an air of credibility, which can be misleading to their massive fan bases. Many of these ventures lack proper regulation, and celebrities have no responsibility to ensure that the coins they promote are stable or legitimate. This can lead to unsuspecting followers investing their money into projects that are fraudulent or poorly structured, causing them to lose everything. Floyd's involvement in such promotions isn't just an issue of financial mismanagement. It raises questions about the ethics of using influence for personal gain without regard for the harm it may cause to others. The public's trust in these celebrities amplifies the risk, making it even easier for harmful financial schemes to thrive. It's clear that the growing trend of celebrity-backed crypto endorsements calls for stronger oversight and regulation to ensure that consumers aren't duped into risky or illegal investments. Celebrities should be held accountable for the impact their endorsements have on their followers.
People executing these scams are like anon people hiding behind a Pepe avatar. And of course, there's a laundry list of famous influencers, Logan Paul, Kim Kardashian's, David Dobrik, that have all endorsed these absolute shitcoin scam casino rugs that leaves their investors high and dry because they paid them a bunch of money up front and maybe they didn't know any better because it's such a nascent space. But I am just flabbergasted that the highest paid boxer, one of the most famous people on the planet, Floyd Mayweather, has managed to become a repeat offender as a scam artist. Now, everybody knows Floyd's an opportunist. He's an entrepreneur. He likes to make money. He always has money, talks about money. That's his shtick. That's his persona. That's fine. You can make money. You can be a hustler. You can get paid a bunch to box.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned until next time.